This thing's killing me. Alright, well, welcome everybody to Skills and Drills. Today we're going to be focused on our group riding techniques. I've noticed when we've been doing a lot of our work that, whether it's in races or in other classes, that staying in the group without getting off the back or overshooting is something that we're all struggling with a little bit. So we're going to work on that quite a bit today. We're going to work on it via having some different pacing. We're going to build our speed together. There's a lot of things we're going to do. So what I want everyone to do is first go ahead and get nice and warmed up. We'll do our regular warm-up, but this is going to be important because we will stick a few things in there that are going to be harder. Yeah, so I want to make sure everybody's ready to go for that, as that will be an important part of the day. Let's see if I can get this thing working. If not, we won't be on Facebook Live, but we will be other places. Alright, see if I can get it to actually go live now. Guess not. Alright, I am not going to worry about it anymore. I will post it later. Alright, so like normal, we're going to do our 1.5 watts per kilogram start. That will be a good way for everybody to get working on their group dynamic riding, working on moving around the group. And then we will actually get into the class where we start working on building speed, doing some acceleration, slowing down, especially as we're working into the one small climb that we're going to face. And I think technology is out to get me today, as my Zwift Live or my Zwift mobile app does not want to actually connect either, so I'm just happy that I got connected on this right now.
And do you have two different servers in your house? Wi-Fi?
No, it's on. They're on the right Wi-Fi. There it goes. Finally, it just took forever. Yeah.
Never mind.
They're on the correct routers. They were just being difficult. Yeah.
The bald kid trying to be the IT guy.
Trying to work it, but apparently I can't get these guys to actually
trying to be the IT guy.
Do what they're doing. Trying to work it, but apparently I can't. Alright, well apparently I am live on another one, so that works. We got one viewer. I just can't get the question, so we'll call it good with what we got. There we go. I don't know what I did, but I did something. Oops, I don't want that. And now we seem to have, there we go. We seem to have everything I need up there. So, fantastic. So for those of you who are new, we got about 3 minutes, 55 seconds left. But and we're gonna get started. So if you're on here and you can hear us, feel free to chime in anytime you want. If you're trying to talk and it's not working, it's probably because you're on a push to talk. So usually it's your space bar, but you can go into your settings on Discord and change that. And feel free to chime in and at any point during the class with questions or best practices that you've seen. We're all about joint learning here. So do we have anyone new on today? Graham, have you done this ride before? All right, everyone's being really quiet. No one wants to participate in conversation.
Let's talk about the Sagan DQ.
Dude, we don't want to talk about the Sagan DQ. That's already made my day bad enough.
I'm alive and well.
All right.
I view that as a judging error.
I view that as a judging error too. I believe it's prejudice against Slovakians.
No, I just think it was knee jerk.
Yeah,
It for sure was. It was social media pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then social media basically vindicated him.
Well, but later, after they had made their decision.
Well, yeah, and the judges need to stop that. I mean, I think they made a mistake.
Hey, is it okay to lose some weight on this ride so I can keep up?
You'll be all right. Don't worry. We're not going to be crushing it.
I've heard that before.
I never say that it's going to be hard. Oh, wait. Yeah, I never say it's going to be hard. Damn it. All right. Charles, Hugh, and Hans, thanks to the likes on the stream. If you're watching the stream and you want to chime in, feel free to type away with any questions. We've got about a minute left here. Yeah, Ellis, I'm there with you. That would be bad. That's just bad.
Gotta stir the pot.
No, we don't need to stir the pot. That's just not fair. All right, 30. I had him on my fantasy team, so that just basically ruined my.
There's the real beef.
Well, plus, I like the guy, and he's awesome to watch. He's exciting. All right, I got 26
Yeah, he
seconds.
is.
Remember, we're gonna start off at 1.5 watts a kilo. Please do not go off the front hard. If you go off the front hard, we will not chase you. You will just be riding all in your lonesome. You won't get any Zwift power points. You won't get any CVR ranking points. You'll just be riding and lonely. All right, let me get my good typing/TT position. All right, we got a small group, so this should be a lot easier to handle in theory. All right. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing. We got a couple people who are hitting it up at the front. We can get them to ease off, whoever that's in front of Scott. All right. Yo no falo português, and so I can't really get him back. One of our Brazilian friends. All right, so let's try and just group up right on me here. What I want you guys to do is try to keep working back and forth around. Yeah, thanks for pulling in our Portuguese friend there. I want you guys to move around. Take your time going up, going back. It's a small group, so it should be pretty easy today to do this. And so the changes shouldn't be very drastic. It should be small changes mean big differences. So our big focus today will be staying in the draft, so trying to conserve energy. That's one of the keys. So if you look at any of the races on Zwift, unfortunately you don't get all the same power in real life, all power data in real life racing. But if you watch the top racers in Zwift, they're always like 0.3 or 0.4 watts a kilo less than the other people around them. And they win. And when you see them attack, you're like, man, how do they do that? I can't hold that power. Well, part of that's because when they're not attacking, when they're not on the front, they're chilled out right in the middle. Damien and Taina, thanks for the likes. But they're just chilled out right in the middle of the pack. And they use people like me to go to the front and set the pace for them until I can no longer hold the pace. You know, that's what they do. So we really want to try and learn how to do that. Learn how to be in the pack. Learn how to conserve energy. And the only way to do that is really to practice it. And it honestly is a skill. And it's something, especially on Zwift, it's much harder to master because in real life riding, it's much easier to stop yourself from crashing into the back of the bike in front of you. Whereas in Zwift, you can just ride right through them. And so what we're going to do today, and as we start out, we are going to work over riding at steady paces. That'll be harder and harder. And then we'll work on accelerating to harder paces from an easy pace. So as the group more or less chase begins, is the best way to put it. So let's keep it nice and steady right here. That 1.5 that we're doing is great. Let's keep trying to move around the bunch. I'm gonna type out for the rest of them what we're gonna be doing. And then we'll start getting to it here in a couple minutes.
I'm practicing my elbow flick.
Yeah. Hush now, hush. Look, unless you can pull the Ride With Me and headbutt off, I don't want to hear it.
That dude can headbutt with the best of them.
Which was funny because he was commentating on NBC Sports Gold and was like, oh, that elbow, that's not really anything.
It's funny to hear the different perspectives, you know. To the sprinters, they're all like, that's sprinting. The climbers are like, no way, I would never be in that.
Back on.
All right, good. Yeah, we're on a nice, steady 1.5 here, which is real good. That's why I like these smaller groups. Okay, so as we go through this, like I said, we're going to start off at defined paces, and we're going to hold those paces. So I'll just go to the front and set the pace, and that's what we're going to go to. And then we'll move up, and then we'll practice accelerating from paces. So what I mean by that is we're going to ride at 1.5. We're going to ride at 2. We're going to ride at 2.5, and so forth. Later on, though, we'll switch to, you're going to accelerate from 1.5 to 3 and try to stay together doing that. So it's a skilled acceleration. It's not a jump acceleration. So the way you do that is a very smooth process to get up there. You still want to get there quickly, but you don't want to go 1.5 to 3, boom. That's not what we're trying to do. Not if you're trying to work as a bunch. If you're trying to attack, yes, but we're not there yet. We're not doing attacks right now. We're working on our group dynamics. So once we get started here in about 3 minutes, I'll go to the front. And the idea is to not pass me. Try not to pass the beacon. If you do, slide back a little bit. Later on, we'll punish you for your insolence. But for now, it's just going to be trying to stay behind me, and I'm going to set a steady tempo. And really, you want to focus on sitting in. So as you get more comfortable at it, I'm going to want you guys to try and move closer to me. If you're having trouble staying on me and not going, 3 is the best. If you're having trouble not going past me, then just stay in the latter half of the group and try and practice there, not going past person 2 or 3 rows in front of you. All right, we got about 2 more minutes, just under. All right, so is everyone tracking on what we're doing today? Any questions about how we're going to execute it? Gordon, Chris, you guys good? All right,
Good to go.
I hate the dust. Makes me cough.
Tastes bad too.
Yeah, it does. It does do that. All right, so we got 40 seconds. 40 seconds, and I'm going to go to the front. Ah, crap. Don't hit A to start with.
Was your power there?
Yeah, I hit A on accident instead of M to start. That's all right. I just do a quick little surge to get back on. There we go. We're good now. All right, 2.5. I will try and ride this as steady as possible. The idea is to not pass me. What we really want to see is the group really bunching up. So if you can bunch up, you're going to get much better draft effect. So what you guys just saw was you saw the effect of I'm holding 2.5. You guys don't need to hold 2.5. So remember, when you're in the draft, you get to do a little bit less work. That's the point of being in the draft. So let's practice that. You want to come up to me, but don't pass me. Good. A couple of the bigger guys getting on their pedals there. Gaddis is trying, but he shot off the front. Much better. One more minute here. All right, so after this minute, I'm going to lift the pace a little bit. We'll go a little bit harder for a couple more minutes, then we'll slow down and regroup for everybody. Really want to just sit in the bunch. Don't get towed by die. "30 more seconds right here." All right, so when we hit these hills like that, you got to see it coming. You don't want to hit the gas on accident. Remember, you're sitting in the draft. Every time you go over the top in the draft, someone might be just keeping you on there. Do you really want to be kept on the front? I don't think so. So be cognizant of what you're seeing ahead of you. You know, in real life, obviously, you can see the terrain. But here on Zwift, you can see it too. You can see what's coming up in front of you. So, as you see the terrain starting to kick up or down, shift appropriately. Oh, that looked like it almost crashed.
Damn.
So as you take a look at this, you can see it starting to string out. And that's making it much harder for people at the back to stay on. So one, that's why you want to be in the front group. But two, you really want to make sure that you're holding your position tight, because now a lot of folks are at the front. And if I wasn't trying to work my way to the front, I'd be able to sit in nicely. But I'm just moving my way around now. So everything in this is all about, yeah, Kurt loves free power. So do I, but I'm the light guy, so I don't get much free power on the downhills. All of this is really about free speed, because you get to work at less power and still go the same speed. And when we're going notionally 26 miles an hour like we are, we're going to dial it back real quick. When you're going notionally 26 miles an hour, the aerodynamic effect is pretty big. Deirdre, are you on the back of the group?
Yes.
Okay. We have a couple behind you, I believe.
I'm right behind you.
No, I know there's a couple people behind you. I just don't know who they are. All right, 18 minutes, so 90 more seconds. I'm going to start the pace at 3.0. And we'll go from 3.0 up at very defined paces. We'll do that a little bit, and then we'll work on our acceleration. And our accelerations are going to be a little more challenging, but we'll cover that. Alrighty. So who of you are feeling pretty confident?
And what?
That you can stay in without going over, without passing?
I'll be your
As I drift by.
Yeah, that's because right now we're at the 1.5. So again, you've got to shift. Yeah, so all I want you and Seth to do, Chris, is stay as close to my wheel as possible. I know you were trying to do it last time, but really, really try. Put it in view 3 and just try and sit there. And then count how many times you went past. And you two are fairly experienced at this, so...
Yeah, now I'm nervous.
You're all right. Yeah, I think he was asking about the trainers, not necessarily the riders. Well, you guys got to stay tight and try and not go past me. You can't just sit off the back.
I'm right here.
Yeah, Chris is a second behind, second off the back. And there's one.
It was the lava. It was in my eyes.
Very nice. Everyone's starting to look pretty good. So if you notice, we're not having a bunch of movement around. We're staying fairly bunched up. And that's great. That's exactly what we want to see, is that bunched up look. Whew. Because if we're doing that, that means you're getting the most out of the draft. Yeah, that was my fault right there for Scott passing me. I eased off the gas for a second. All right, at 21 minutes, we're going to go up to a 3.5. So if that's a really high end for you, don't try to get to the front. All right. And don't worry, we will work on it in a minute when you're on the front. Yeah, very good point. If you're in the draft, your rider is sitting up. But that's not always the case. So what you just saw there was the group got lined out, mostly because I pegged out the pedals a little bit. I got on a sticky draft. So as I speed up, it's lining those in the draft out, and it's causing chaos in the back. "90 seconds left here." So what's important is if you do pass the leader and you don't want to be on there, don't ease off completely. Don't stop pedaling. Just soft pedal. So make it a little less pressure on the pedals. And you will come back, but you won't drift all the way to the back. So right there I just showed, for anyone watching, I went up to a 4.1 and then slightly eased off, and it dropped me to 2.9. No shifting of gears, small change in RPMs. Very nice. Man, I'm liking this group today. Everybody's looking really good. All right, 35 more seconds. All right, make sure you're shifting gears, coming through a little bit of rollers. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease to 1.5. Good job. You guys did a really good job on that one. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
So who spent more time above 3.5 than below it?
I don't think I did.
I think I bounced off it once.
Nice. Good. I was trying to keep it right in there to make sure you guys wouldn't have to accelerate, or you could just ride in. All right, I'm gonna drop back for Mascarenhas. Seth, if you can monitor the group real quick.
Okay.
Stay in check, everybody. Seth, don't play.
He's catching on, never mind. He's doing 5.5, he's okay.
Alrighty.
Nice chase. That's one dude who just pushed really hard, so let's give him some time to recover.
My power's a bit messed up, so my numbers are a little bit messed up as well.
That's okay, just try and stay in the group. You know, if you're moving around a little bit, that's okay. It's just, this is really just about efficiency of effort, not exact numbers.
Is there a way to master the lag time when you're speeding up or slowing down?
Yeah, let me type this out and I'll talk that in a minute. All right, someone had a question. I didn't get to see what it was.
Somebody asked about high cadence or high power, high watts.
You can ride both. Yeah, so working on the timing your draft. When you see that when you see the person coming back to you at a rapid pace, that's when you need to ease off. Yeah, a lot of times you'll see that 4 meter thing pop up on the screen. That's when I start easing off the pedals a little bit. It's gradual ease off of the pressure, not going down to a zero effort. Chris, you all right back there?
Yeah, I don't know, just power just dropped. I got amp plus issues.
Nice. Well, you can always sprint back on.
I
have
did.
faith in you.
I'm not dead. I think I'm gonna have to change the battery in my power meter.
Oh no. All right, no designated leader. It's gonna bring it up to 2.5. I just kind of move. Everyone needs to move around a little bit if you're comfortable at that pace. And if you're not, then just sit in. That's okay too. There is no requirement to pull on this. Thanks for joining us, J-Wags. There's absolutely no requirement that you do any work. In fact, I'm more than happy to have no one do any work but me. But if you go to the front, you can be at 2.5, but no more.
And a tiny bit off the front there.
That's all right. That's all right. All right, Bouvier's off the front. That's okay. He's coming back to us. A nice 2.5 steady effort here. We'll go up in a little bit. Very nice, Gordon. Move up. Get a brief second on the front, and then just slide back. That's what I like. I'm just gonna keep holding 2.5. You guys can move around me. Well, if you're on the front, you can't do more than 2.5. So what you should start seeing happen is, if you're in the bunch and start holding 2.5, you'll cycle to the front. And then as you ease off, it just kind of cycles you around. Ease off just a touch, get back on at 2.5. So let's just keep doing this for a minute or two. I really want you to see the effect of that rotation. Now I'm going to more or less hold steady. You guys will come up and go off to the back. You can practice this so as you start passing me, you ease off the pedal slightly. So as you start to pass me, ease off the pedal slightly. And then you'll see someone else will overtake you. So it gives the illusion that you're working. And that's really great in a break or in the group. When people want to attack the riders who aren't doing their fair share, you go to the front. You're given the illusion that you're working, because as soon as you go to the front, you are sliding off and going right back to your front third position. And you'll slowly make your way back up to the front. And there you go, off again. Unless you're...
An illusion.
What's that?
Disregard.
Yeah, the illusion with an I, not the A. We're not talking poetry.
The illusion that you're working works in cycling and politics.
Hey-o.
Not just those two realms. I see it every day. There we go. So Taylor just nailed that one right there. That was beautiful. Came to the front, eased off. 2-team moose, that was really good too. Eased off. Great work right there. See, that's beautiful. What we just saw 2-team moose do was just amazing. All right, let's not be afraid, everybody. I'm not going to bite. We don't need anyone to create gaps here. I'm going to keep it nice and tight. Remember, every time you get splits in the group, you start creating different arrow effects. So you really want to keep that bunch nice and tight, and then that creates a single mass. It's a unilateral effort at that point. When you start breaking it up, you create different masses, and they're all working a little bit different. And eventually you're going to get splits, and those splits are going to turn into different groups. All right, let's go to 3.0. We'll be here about a minute and a half or 2 minutes or so. So now, Seth, you're going to want to adjust because we picked up the pace. Good. That's good, Seth. So remember, as you pick up the pace, you go by. Slight ease off. Put someone else back on the front. Who's going to come through? That's very nice. Bouvier, that's great. Really like what I see. Don't forget to shift. Nice, Deirdre. Harder gear now, we're going downhill. All right, looking good. Ease to 1.5. All right, so we're going to go into accelerations now. Accelerations are harder. All right. So accelerations are harder because as the speed is changing rapidly, not like what we just did where we went from 2.5 to 3. We're going to go from 1.5 to 3.5 in relatively short order. But it's going to be a programmed acceleration. It's not just going to be shift, shift, go. So I will ramp it up, but it'll be a quick ramp. It won't be like what we just saw. So the key to that is you need to recognize the acceleration, and I'm going to tell you when it's starting, and then go with it. You don't want to go too hard. You don't want to miss it either. Now, I'm obviously helping you out by telling you I'm going to go. That's not what's going to happen in a regular ride, but this is the crawl walk part of it, and we'll get to that in a minute. Let me type some of this out. All right, so over 15 seconds, I'll move us up from a 1.5 to 3.5. Then we're going to hold 3.5 for 2 minutes. Well, it'll be 2 minutes in total. We'll work that a little bit over time, and it'll be a faster acceleration, but this is where we're going to start. So let's get everyone nice and bunched up. We're going to start at 38:30. All right, gonna be going in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, I'm up north of 2.5. Slowly accelerating still. And now I am at my 3.5. Change gears. Thanks to the ride on Kristen Green. A little over a minute left here. Change your gears again if you need to. All right, good job. Way to be, Taylor. Oh, Gordon, you just blew by on that one. All right, less than 30 seconds to go here, folks. Very good, very good. All right, ease to 1.5. All right, Chavez is coming back to us still. Seth is back on. Good. So, hey, thanks for joining, David. So I don't know if you guys saw, did you guys notice that what happened on the acceleration, how it just strung us out, it slinkied us a little bit?
Yeah, I got caught behind the power curve and then had comms issues, so I'm troubleshooting that and trying to stay on it. It didn't work.
And the reason I call it the slinky effect vice the accordion effect is because we masked up, but then it came over the top, so we were walking it like the slinky.
Almost a rubber band effect then?
Yeah, I just grew up watching the slinkies come downstairs, so for me that's...
Everyone loves the slinky.
That's right.
Yeah, on the one hand, the slinky is a wonderful toy. On the other hand, the accordion is an annoying polka instrument.
And most people, maybe some people don't know what an accordion is anymore.
I bet Sagan plays a mean accordion.
I heard he was a founding member of the Kenosha Kickers.
All right, so every time the pace drops below 3.5, I will accelerate again. Get the pace back up there. So it behooves us to be steady. I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to go. I'm just going to go. We will start at this 1.5, and I'll bring it up to a 2.5. Alrighty, I'm liking this. Everyone is riding nice and tight, starting to fight for position. We're actually looking like the front end of the race yesterday in the last 3K. All right, so let's see who got caught out. Deirdre got caught out. Taylor got caught out. Team 2 Moose was caught out a little bit. All right, very good. Everyone else is coming back on though. Come on, Deirdre, chase on, chase on. Oh, Gordon overshot the front.
I was given the elbow flick.
Deirdre's like, you work, you work. That's the elbow flick right there. Remember, everyone else can take turns at the front too. But if the pace drops off, I'll accelerate again.
Everybody except me.
Woohoo! Dr. Haskell's with us. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good.
Very nice.
Been watching you guys for a bit.
Oh yeah?
As I was finishing up some work.
See how great these guys are doing? Nice
They're awesome.
Bunch.
Nice tight buns, what?
Bunch with a CH.
Oh, a bunch, okay.
Hey now.
What kind of group is this? What course are you guys running today?
We're on Volcano Flat.
Oh my
Right.
goodness. The Three Sisters course?
No,
You guys
Volcano-
probably already talked about that, but that's the first time I've seen it.
It's fun. I love that course.
That is entirely too much up.
It's got the same amount of down. All right, ease to 1.5. We're gonna play a little game. Chris, you know the game. Not Haskell, the other Chris. You're well aware of this game. You know what it is, don't you? Seth, you know the game too. It's a fun
It's
game.
the one where if we pass you, we have to stop, detach, and then get back on.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be changing the speed, so it's crack the whip.
Well, whip it good.
Oh, I wish I had the soundboard. 'Cause that's one I had.
So if you pass me, you have to unclip and touch the ground with your foot. Then you have to chase back on. And I will be calling you out and publicly shaming you. So Dali's coming back on, so we're gonna give Dali a chance to catch back on. This is too much fun to not share. Alright, Lartigo, we got a Chilean with us. Woo! Dolly with 6 watts a kilo. Don't worry, we won't be doing that. So at 49 minutes, we're going to start. So you got roughly 20 seconds to get behind me.
Ding.
All right.
Where's Bussy when we need him?
He's watching. He's just not commenting. Stay tight. See, they're all just sitting at the back. They're all sitting like 3 meters off me. Chickens. All right, there's some good riders here. They're doing a really good job. I'm not doing Dolly again. Some people didn't shift gears. I just saved Gordon right there. All right, the rest of you guys got to catch back up. Man, Dolly again! All right, now we're picking up the pace again. Everyone stay tight, you don't want to get dropped. Oh, Mr. Scott. Scott's chasing back on. Seth sits up, full 4 meters behind me. He's waiting for other people to go to the front. Very nice, folks. Uh-oh, here comes somebody. Oh, he sprinted back on. He just now has decided if he's going to go off the front, he's going to go way off the front. So by the time he gets his foot back in the cleat, we're just passing him. Almost there, folks. 30 more seconds.
Nice try.
All right, that's it. He's All right, good job. Next time, let's not fear the punishment. You can take it. Let's spin the legs out. Alright, so here's the recap, folks. You can also catch this on the Swift Live by ODZ on Facebook, or swiftblog.com. I'll have a write-up, as will evilalfracing.com. So, what we talked about today was pretty simple. Conserving energy, being smarter than everyone else around you. One of the guys who was watching our video for a while, J-Wags, is notoriously 0.3 to 0.4 watts a kilo less than everybody else, and he wins the dang races. It's annoying and it's frustrating. Unless you're the domestique working for him, and then that doesn't really matter.
And then it's beautiful.
Exactly, because then I did my job.
Right.
So the big thing when we're doing this is make sure you're riding in that, when you're riding in that group, that you're matching just below what the rider or the group leader is doing. So if the group leader is doing 3.0, you should be 2.8. They're around there, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But you want to stay in that front third with a couple people in front of you. You don't want to get right up on their wheel and accelerate past them. Again, conserving energy is really important. If you're in the group doing 25 miles an hour and you're not at the front, next one. You can be saving 20% of the effort and energy. So that means a lot. I don't think people understand how much 20% really is. I can tell you, it's a ton. For those of us who've done triathlons where there's drafting, it means a lot.
Just in the Saturday Showdown, it's a lot.
Yeah, and the Saturday Showdown means quite a bit too. So really, you can see the difference. And now when you're doing it in real life, yeah, imagine 20% more in your paycheck. That's correct. Imagine in real life racing, it's even more pronounced. You don't feel it as much on the trainer here. You'll notice in the numbers, but in real life racing, and Dr. Haskell here can definitely confirm that from his awesome success this weekend in the state champ crits. You can sit there
Well done.
going way faster than you think is possible, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm not even working. Now towards the end of the race, it doesn't matter. In the draft, you're still working. So that's the first part of what we did. The second part was noticing the accelerations. Sometimes the group accelerates quickly on an attack, but sometimes not. It's just a natural ramp up from the chase. So as long as you're paying attention to what everyone else is doing, and you notice that there's some more effort being put out, go with it, nice and smooth. Try to avoid those big surges when you're in the group, because you don't want to go over the top, because then you're on the front. And when you're on the front, it's bad. Front equals bad unless you're winning the race, or you're a domestique. So that's what you got to remember from that. What were you going to say, Chris?
Oh no, I was just going to say the only other time I would suggest being on the front is after your wife has been yelling at you for 15 straight laps, move up, move up.
Classic.
Yes, but would that have put you in the right position?
That's probably more for your marriage than it is for the race, though.
That's correct. But when we talk about scoring points,
Yeah. That's a preem lap, sir. That's a preem lap.
yeah, a different kind of preem.
It sounds like the days when I was a high school wrestler and I would hear my mom yelling, pin him, and I was the one trying to fight off my back. It's pretty much all she knew the first 5 meets. Yeah, so again, it's really important that we continue to practice this. That's why we do that warm-up at 1.5 every class, is to really practice that moving around. If you don't get good at this, it makes your riding in groups, not even racing, you're riding in groups significantly more difficult. You know, when you're doing those Saturday morning pancake rides, and it's supposed to be fun, if you're on the rivet because you're constantly accelerating and slowing down, and you're just back and forth, you're burning a lot of matches. really try to hone this skill. If you can hone it on Zwift, it's significantly easier on the road because of the visual cues that exist and the whole crashing thing and not being able to ride through other guys. So if you can work on it here, you're going to get a lot better at it. It won't help your bike handling as much unless you're riding rollers, but the point is still there. So that's going to be it for today's class. If you're looking for more ODZ rides, we do have the Thursday night throwdown tomorrow if you want to practice the skills you learned today. We also have the Ebb on Friday, which is a nice easy ride, followed by the Matt Roth Memorial 1K Sprint. And then on Saturday we have, it should be a coffee ride this week. Thanks, thank you, appreciate it. It should be a coffee ride this week. And then Sunday, of course, you have the OD Century. And so that will be going on. Then followed by Monday is a Magnum Monday. And Tuesday is another, should be a cat and mouse next week. Followed by Wednesday's What's Up with Power and Odivas. Chris, do you have an Odivas ride this weekend? I think you just tuned us out. Well, I'm going to put it up on the screen here, so we'll see what the schedule looks like. I make no promises that there's no divas. If there is, I recommend watching it because they're pretty impressive. So there we go. That's what we have coming up. And thank you very much for joining us. That's it for our time. That's 1 hour. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit them up on the comments on the Facebook page on either Team ODZ or under the Zwift Live by ODZ on the video. You can reach me there, and I'll always open to answer any questions. That's going to be it for me, folks.
Great workout, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
Great workout today.
Thanks, Ian.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you guys next week. Well, some of you I'll talk to before that.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
See ya.